People think that the guys like me are the problem, but it ain't me that's the problem. It's the simps. Simps are dangerous, and that's what women don't understand. It's the people pleaser, the ass kisser, the nice guy. Because the only reason he's doing that is because he's a manipulator. A peaceful life will tell you to kick rocks, beat feet, get lost, get a life. You know, I'm not gonna worship or pander any woman. I have this thing called self-esteem and self-respect. And that's what a simp does not have. Self-respect. And he hates his own company. He has compromised his masculinity. No matter what he says, his primary motive is to manipulate women into giving him pre-owned box by pandering to them, by agreeing with him. These male feminists out here, they are ticking time bombs. Every domestic I've gone to in my career, 22 years in law enforcement, has to do with some simp that has snapped. And that woman is there crucifying him too, telling him about all of his shortcomings as he tries to move on from that relationship to another. I think the psychologist Jordan Peterson said it. You think that strong men are a problem? Weak men are a problem. Weak men are the ones who are going to snap, grab that AR and fire up the place because the man is not living in his truth. He spends his whole life pandering, kissing ass, happy wife, happy life. And to him, in his mind, if she ever leaves him, you notice the women, something like those certain guys and be like, I did everything. Because that's what society is programmed to discard his own happiness, to discard his own peace, to pour everything he possibly can into a woman. And you see him, any guy. When men are operating in their masculine, they're talking natural like me. If you saw me outside today, I'm talking the same way. My behavior does not change. My mindset does not change. You worry about me, a single guy. Shoot, I'm free. There's nobody clipping my balls. And I'm not pouring my resources, all of my resources and all of my energy into any women and neglecting my own life. That's what a simp does. You see them. Look at the guys on TV. Look at the Destinies or the Akash Singh or the Pierce Morgan. They're pandering. Well, the first one is for money. And the other ones, they are emasculated male feminists, simps. And the consequences of their action, they're not living in harmony or in peace. See, what happens is this. A guy like me will come out here and talk. I will express what I think. Most of the time, it's not even good on my channel. Not in real life. I don't even get involved in these situations to be expressing anything. But a simp suppresses his masculinity, suppresses who he is. He hides who he is. A panda bear does it. Well, not the panda bear. Panda is just trying to get some money. But he hides who he is. He puts his needs last all the time. Me, I put my needs first. But anyhow, that's me. He is taking a lot of crap. He lets you talk to him any kind of way. He has resentment in his heart because he's not living in his true masculinity. He's pissed off. Most of them hate women, simps. They can't express it, but that resentment just builds up, and he just takes it, and he just takes it, and he keeps on begging and pleasing because they were raised in matriarchal gynocentric culture. They cannot compete with masculine men who women end up having sex with anyhow. So they have to find a way to get box. So they kiss ass. They kiss and they kiss ass. And every day, they're like a ticking time bomb. That smile on their face is like that smile you get in some of these Asian countries, that fake saving face, people-pleasing smile, but they really despise your ass sometimes. Guys, you know what it is if you travel globally. I'd be like, have to tell those Asian people, hey, what do you really need? I don't want that smile. Come on, tell me what you really need. Come on, let's go. Okay, let's walk around the back and talk. So we don't protect you from losing face and give you what you need. Or we negotiate a good deal so you're not embarrassed or whatever else. But anyhow, so he has a fake smile on his face, but inside he's hemorrhaging in pain. He's with a wife. He hates that broad, but he smiles every day because she's giving him pre-owned used box, and he's compromised his masculinity. Every day he faces the world and he feels more inadequate. That smile himself. And that's why you see these guys sometimes self-delete. Sometimes they'll go, just snap out and do something crazy because all of their life they've bent over and took it and never stood up for themselves. They never lived in their true masculinity. They have fell for the social programming and allowed society to define their masculinity. They become disposable tampons. They live their whole life to serve her and worship the queen. A resentful man. And many times it's shown in different ways. How they take care of their bodies, how they take care of their health, how they take care of themselves. And everything in their vocabulary is about what they need to do for women. That's why I don't like all of these male content creators talking about what men need to be better for worse and to acquire pre-owned box. Most of them are closet simps, but these game coaches don't, because they all worship and they think the achievement of getting pre-owned box is something to celebrate in life. Not this great artist or great builder or great engineer or great mathematician or great scientist. That's what I watch. Especially when I watch the history channels and stuff like that. I'm impressed by men who can do things with their hands in terms of building and creating, engineers, great minds. Not these men out here teaching criminal pimp game about how to swindle some woman and some 304. Imagine you have time in your day to sit around swindling. That is the most compromised masculinity on this planet. You like, what are you trying to? You come to me and say you want to get used by. Let me get you some chicken feed if that's you want to get chicken heads or whatever else. The most wasted time. But these simps, they're destroyers of community. I call them because they're worse than some of these thugs out here because they lower the standard. They lower the standard, mediocrity. That's why you see these guys out here making these videos about like the yadas and even games that women should be getting $5,000 a month. Natural. These guys are simps. I don't care how thugged out they do. They're nothing more than a bunch of female worshiping simps. Imagine that. Your life is in such mediocrity that you think you have to pay. You have to pay a woman just so she can be happy to be with you. So the woman has to bring no value other than pre-owned used box. And that's what you can tell the mentality and the mindset of these guys. Or these guys that are trying to tell men that they should go out here and marry these rebranded 304s. That's why I have a problem with some of these conservative trad guys. Most of them. Even, I don't even want to say his name, he passed away. But he was talking about a man should be working his hands to the bone to put his wife in a situation where she doesn't have to do any work or work at all. What is your life work? What does she have to do for you? And that's the fundamental problem. They've sold this delusion to women. They've pandered to women. And women have always worked hard throughout history. If you look at life in history, you go back 200 years ago, life was hard. Work was hard. The farm was hard. Labor was hard. Women were not useless, soft queens sitting around to be worshipped. And many of the women themselves despise, they deep down, they resent simps. Even that's why they hang around this channel, to get some of that masculinity that they call toxic all the time. They resent simps because they know that this guy is just kissing ass to get boxed. That's why these guys end up in sexless marriages. Because she knows that everything that he's doing is because he wants to kiss her ass, so she would just give him more of the box. That's the real relationship started, from him kissing her ass, not from a position of genuine attraction and love and respect. He started off pandering. This is guys that don't think that they're enough, that people will not like them unless they're spending money or doing something for a woman. You're not liked. Your personality, their mindset, their mentality. That's not saying that men, my mentality is take care of those who take care of you. That is not my mentality of not sharing or not sharing people who genuinely like you, who genuinely care about you, who are genuinely there for you, and that won't just abandon you because you get off your treadmill of happiness. But that's one of the problems that I see in society. And a lot of these guys end up getting cooked in the distance because anytime you are a self-deprivating, loathing individuals that feels that all your whole life, it's like those guys at the job, those sycophants and those guys that are following behind the boss, kissing his ass every day. The guy that would sell his soul just to get a promotion or sell out his former fellow co-workers just to get ahead. And that's what they're looking at, these simps. And again, they will sell out men. They will sell out their whole society. They're just weak men sitting in the shadows, kissing, submitting and bowing and worshiping to the culture, kissing ass every day. Every day, their whole life is about appeasing people, kissing women's ass to try and get pre-owned box, manipulating the world, and not living in their truth. And that's the disturbing part of it. And they come over here sometimes, many times, and not the people. Sometimes those guys, to be honest with you, they don't learn their lesson. And they're like one B job away from going back to that simping mentality and that mindset mentality of pandering, pleasing, self-loathing. It is a disturbing thing when you think about it. But anyhow, I want to address that topic. But really, they are dangerous. And women don't understand that they repress all of their desires, all of their wants, all of their wishes, everything in life, not living in their truth. And then one day it's just going to explode. It don't happen with guys like me. Guys like me don't do that crap. You don't sit around all day long kissing ass, is what they do. That's a man who is going to explode one day when he doesn't get his way, or when that which he worshiped finally abandons him and finds something else with higher testosterone. Anyhow, that's my conversation for today. Gentlemen, make sure you're taking care of yourself, doing the things you need to do for you. Again, a simp is a dangerous animal. They're also destroyers of community. Any dude that worships women cannot be trusted, in my opinion. His whole mindset and his mentality is compromised, period. Peace and blessings to you guys. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm out. Time to get my early morning program on.